sitting
Welcome to the Bad Brothers podcast.
Wow, it's so warm outside. It's like we're sitting on the beach in Hawaii. A gentle breeze is blowing the wind chimes on Kamanaiwanaleia Beach. Kamanaiwanaleia Beach.
Tunga Bunga Beach. It's so nice. Welcome to the Bad Brothers podcast. Hopefully your vibe meets us here, meets our vibe, no matter where you are.
Speaking of vibes, I hope everybody appreciated the... Not a great sound.
Those cheersing coffee mugs.
Yes, there's no clean cans to open as of yet, because we're actually in a cold garage. We're in the opposite of Kamanaiwanaleia Beach. But I hope
Mount Wanahakalugi.
I hope everybody enjoyed last week, because I didn't tell Will what I was doing, so hopefully it was okay.
Funny that you realized that you were doing like a 90s 2000s sound. I would say more early 2000s, because at first, the first song, I was like, this is like Jack Johnson meets Dave Matthews Band. Like the guitar was Dave Matthews, but the singing was more Jack Johnson. And then, then you got real Sinead O'Connor or Cranberries.
Okay, Cranberries is one I thought of, definitely. But, yeah.
You know, if we're going to be brutally honest with each other, when you texted me that, I was scared.
I was scared,
and
too.
I didn't listen to it for a whole day. And then I listened to it. And I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I liked that you just went for it. That's what I liked the most.
Yeah, what was I listening? I don't know. Actually, that's actually been coming up lately on a couple of things I've been listening to, just sort of just about being yourself and doing the things that you enjoy. And I can... Okay, I have an example of that. So... Tonight, you saw me buy that leather backpack thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little backpack. It's a little...
Treat yourself.
Yeah, I frosted myself some. But I got a raise and a bonus thingy this week.
Woo!
It was just small, but it was, you know.
You were the hacker.
Yes. But I have this thing. It kind of affects all areas of my life, but a lot of times I pick the conservative, middle of the road sort of option. And it can be anything from like the clothes I wear. Sometimes it's like I won't go try to find clothes that I actually like more, or whatever, because maybe they cost a little bit more, or maybe not, or maybe it's a simple thing of they take more effort. And I told you, like, this is like a bit of that anti-pretentiousness thing in my head also. It's like I won't go out and look for it, because I sort of think if I'm trying too hard to find something that I like, then that's telling my brain that I care too much about my appearance, like, or whatever.
Or if it's like more trendy, like the item is like maybe a little more exciting looking, then you're like, oh, what am I trying to be?
I would say the trendy thing is more like I don't want it to go out of style in a couple months or something.
Yeah.
So there is a little cost consciousness there. But yeah, a lot of times I pick the middle of the road option, and I do like that about myself, and I don't mind that conservative mindset. I think it is, I try to live within my means. I try to,
Yeah. It's funny, like some things I'll spend more money on.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
even in clothes. Like if it's like a shirt, if it's more than $20 of any type of shirt, I'm just like, what the heck?
I also have 2 laptops.
What?
So it's like,
I know that. But then if it's like a jacket, I'll spend too much on it.
oh yeah, shoes.
But then I also like waited 2 years to buy this one jacket that I wanted.
Yeah. So
My Rip from Yellowstone jacket before I watched Yellowstone.
anyways, a couple of years ago, or maybe, so I bought earrings like a year ago or something. Do you remember that?
Onyx,
Yeah. And they were like $250.
the giant rock snake from Pokemon.
And so that was like a big deal. And that was like the only thing that.
Mm-hmm.
And this backpack, it was like $100, but it wasn't like, it's not a $20 Adidas backpack at Costco.
Right.
You know.
Jansport.
Yes.
Or the one from KJR at the fair.
KJ, what?
They always hand out backpacks, I feel like.
It's not one of those pull string ones that you get. Remember when those were popular for a while?
Yeah, we're ballers. Wearing their Dada shoes. And really giant shorts.
Andy's. Shout out to Andy's.
And then
only Matt gets that joke.
Andy's. Yeah, and then the giant basketball shorts with another pair underneath.
Oh yeah, the double. Oh yeah, when people, I guess people still kind of do this. When you wear the basketball shorts,
the tall tees,
and then you have like skinny jeans, and then you belt.
Yeah,
yeah. So the basketball shorts are coming out of the top.
Whack. I never did that.
I didn't either, but that was more of a
whack
trend with other people that don't look as much like me as other people.
Yeah. I'm just like to say, I'm glad to be back. I missed you guys yesterday. Just got out of hand, and then I'm on call for work, and so that the best day that would have worked went down the toilet.
Oh yeah, and the week before we were in Tennessee, so
yeah,
all our recording normal schedule got messed up.
And then that week before that, I was working.
We would have had to record
and then you were gone.
4 episodes before.
They're not that deep rolled because we stay on top of things.
Yeah. How are we supposed to write jokes without...
Are we supposed to stay topical and tropical?
Dude, killer puns tonight. Pun god.
Call me pun god. Eminem.
Rap god. Rap god.
Did you hear about this? By the way, I just saw a cover of Taylor Swift doing the Eminem song.
Oh, yeah.
I forget which one it's called, but the famous one. The most famous one.
That was the other thing about last week is like, I don't know if anybody listens to Taylor Swift, so...
The album came out the day I flew to Tennessee, and I listened to like 3 songs, and I hadn't only slept for an hour, and I fell asleep.
Well, that was the other thing. I didn't know what I was going to do for that episode because... You know, sometimes on the couple of single ones I've done, I've talked more serious because I've just had something like, it's hard to just be funny just as a lone wolf when you're not like a comedian or something. But I thought in the past, I was like, I can usually be at least interesting for 20 minutes with a little bit of something serious.
Mm-hmm. It's like that trend. What's something you can give a 40-minute speech on?
Yeah. But the things I had on my mind, they were just too deep to go into, you know. I didn't want to be a downer or too serious
like
of a podcast.
Solo pods that get super serious.
Crying. And
did I just whistle with my teeth?
Yes. So Tammy, you know, texted me that day like, oh, I'm listening to this new Taylor Swift album, and I hadn't listened to it yet, so I was like, bum. And then I got my inspiration.
The Snow on the Beach song is catchy, but as we said, the lyrics suck.
I honestly, I tried to listen to it again, like not sitting here.
Right.
And I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
She needs to stick to her country-ish roots.
Mm-hmm. Storytelling country songs.
Oh, man. some of the lyrics were just out of control.
Homophobic slurs.
That's my other favorite one, where they go find the homophobic version
Yeah.
of the
Instead of Taylor's version.
Tell everyone you're gay, that song.
I want to tell everyone you're gay.
I just saw that this morning.
Did you hear about this? A new brain implant can turn brain waves into words. People who have speech issues, it takes the brain waves that would normally go to your vocal cords and puts them into the computer.
Oh, that is going to be an Ace Ventura thing.
Bumblebee tune.
No, where he does the... he talks with his butt.
Yeah. We do have a recording of it, actually, though. Let's see if I can pull it up here. I think this says it's a 24-year-old male. They got the brain waves into words.
Hello, nurse. Boobies.
But
Boobies. I'm hungry. Boobs.
Good one.
I was working on that all day.
It's like, what do they say? Like a man thinks about sex like every 7 seconds or something. Don't play my thoughts, please.
Did anyone watch the House of the Dragon finale?
I saw a clip.
Which one?
There's a dragon flying in through the air.
Oh, that's what I'm here to talk about.
It was cool looking.
It was the most watched season finale on HBO since Game of Thrones, which is a big deal. HBO's House of Dragon director watched How to Train Your Dragon, the childhood favorite, to prepare for the dragon fight in the season 1 finale.
Oh, that's cool.
He took the idea from the director of taking a Pelham 123, watching Thomas the Tank Engine for reference. That was a deep cut.
Deeper than me. There's too much stuff I don't know about, and I don't know about Pelham 123.
It's a train movie.
I sort of know that.
Denzel Washington, I believe.
It's kind of like me talking about Taylor Swift last week. If you didn't know it, you might have not got it.
Sorry. But did you hear this? Bono apologized for convincing Apple to put that album on all of our iTunes in 2014. I've never been a YouTube fan.
Yeah, they were more like a Gen X thing.
I guess, yeah. Like, what's that one?
Because there's people that like go crazy for them.
What's the song? What's the YouTube song?
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
I'll have a blue Christmas without you.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Everyone's shouting YouTube songs right now. All the audience.
With or without you.
Yeah, that's a good one. But
that's the one I was thinking of.
I actually don't think it was that. The whole problem with the album.
The album cover.
No. The whole problem with that album showing up in your iTunes was they couldn't just make a one-click delete.
Oh yeah, there's no way you had to like go to your hook up your phone to your computer, go to your iTunes.
Yeah.
Which I never did. I never had my iTunes and on my phone.
Yeah, nobody.
Because I didn't do iTunes on the phone. But then when you go plug in your car to charge your phone, what starts playing?
Yep.
A-Team by Ed Sheeran.
Actually, but what I was saying earlier is a quality of you that I like is you do spend a little bit more money on things you like, on like little enjoyments or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Such as, can you think of something?
Like when you're saying, like you got that car.
My car?
In Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't you pay a little bit more?
Yeah, it was like 20 more bucks a day, which I only had it for 2 days, for a Dodge Challenger, which I have the And so that's like another thing where I've like wanted it forever. I've never driven one before.
Yeah, because there's basically like two thoughts of, you could say like, well, I'm only going to have this for 2 days, so why spend that money on having that for 2 days? Because it's just a rental car. What's the big deal? Or it's just, the other side would be, it's just a little bit of money to do this for 2 days.
Yeah.
So why not have that little enjoyment sort of thing?
Right.
And I definitely fall on the, that
other side,
conservative side, or spend less money side. So, but it's weird. Like I said, but I was trying to make the point. It's not just money. I'll buy clothes and think, that's just what I've been thinking about lately.
Yeah.
Because like when I was buying an outfit to wear for the wedding, it was like I spent a little bit of money, and I was just thinking about, I'll buy clothes that I don't feel great in or don't like as much as other things.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't have to do that. It's like, probably if I just looked a little harder, I could find something in the price range that I want that is a little more satisfying or something. But it's just like, I have this thing that's like, do the sensible thing that, like I said, I think is a benefit sometimes. So here's another example on a bigger scale would be like, I got my business degree when I went to college. Like back then, I wanted to be a pastor more, but my idea was that, well, there's all these people who are pastors and they don't have, at that time, it was like half the pastors, had some kind of other income.
Yeah.
And probably across the U.S. it is, that's probably the majority, the norm, and probably even more now. And so it's like the sensible thing in my mind is to have a career, because I also saw all these pastors who they don't have a sort of skill that they can fall back on. So if times get hard or you have an emergency or whatever, church can be, a little bit fluid sometimes. Your only skills are to like, most people go out and either be a real estate agent, or maybe you did construction at one point in your life, or you're finding, there's a youth pastor in Port Orchard, and then he ended up like bagging groceries at Fred Meyer. Mm-hmm. And it's not that bagging groceries is beneath him as a job in like a judgmental way.
Said he went to 4 years of private school to become a pastor and paid for that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know his story or his life or anything.
But that was where you were at.
But he had a family and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, if he's trying to provide for them, I couldn't imagine whatever strain, it put on his family at that time and stuff like that. So in some ways, that kind of sensibility has been a benefit to me.
Yeah.
And so there are times where I'm thankful for it, but there's also times I wish, I was a little bit wilder.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's always, it's pros and cons to everything.
Protocon. You know what they say.
Robots in disguise.
It's Protocon.
Protocol.
Beep, 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 beep.
You can pros and cons to either side. And so
yeah,
I would say the pro usually for doing something like that more fun or more, mentally better for you. But then, yeah, not as economically friendly.
I think that's another reason why I think about it too. Is like, I'm sort of like depriving myself of little bits of happiness. So if I go like, oh, why aren't I, you know, why aren't I reaching a level of happiness that I'm sort of satisfied with? Well, part of it is like, well, you could be denying yourself these little pleasures that, you know, maybe spending, you know, maybe you don't want to spend $250 on earrings all the time, but maybe getting the $30 meal instead of the $20 meal.
Yeah.
If you won't make that big of a difference, but that's a little enjoyment that you're not going to get anywhere else or something like that.
And that's why I love going to Wooden City in Tacoma.
Wooden City, brought to you today.
The best food and service. Can't get over it.
Okay, wait, let's try.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
We have more.
Never got a text back with the translation.
More drinks from the motherland.
Nippon.
Good, very good. I don't know where my SIL is getting these from a person. I don't know if that person is getting them from Japan or just from the corner store. But this is KIRIN the
H-Mart.
Strong.
KIRIN the Strong Cola, I'm guessing.
And it's cola.
By its smell and color.
I looked it up. It is for sure cola, but
And it
the
is
alcohol
also-
is 9%.
And is that milliliters? It's a joke because it's still 9%.
I was going to say. Smell? I haven't even put it to my mouth yet. And
It smells like cola.
it's like mouthwash. I'm getting like a mouthwash vibe.
You also have the can. To me, it smelled like Coke. Tastes like Pepsi.
Yeah, tastes like Coke. This would be a sneaky drink.
To me, it tastes more like Pepsi than Coke. Yeah, a 9%. This is like those. Have you had the Not Your Father's root beer or any of those?
Mm-mm.
They have those, but those are only like 4%.
Yeah. Or maybe the one, I've tried a root beer one before.
This is 9%.
Okay, I had a observation about the airport. It was funny to me then. It's not like
The plaque with the mayor's name on it.
it's not a big thing or anything. You were doing what Tammy does to me, and we're gonna have words like I have with Tammy, and that
Guessing?
is not letting
Guessing
me,
what you're gonna say?
Yes, me starting a sentence and
And me
somebody else
finishing it?
finishing it. Oh man,
Set
if that
me up.
doesn't happen
Set
1,000
me up.
times a week,
I don't know what I do.
and sometimes I just walk out of the house just like, please, somebody. And I know it's partly my fault because I'm picking every word, and sometimes the sentences are coming out slower than the common person.
And they don't end very often.
That too. So I know part of it. That's what I'm saying. I'm owning my
Stuff.
train. My trains are coming down the track from one direction, but her train is coming down the track from another direction.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the crash is more her fault than mine.
Oh, it's on the single track.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Are we in CTC
Our
territory or ABS territory?
Our problems are collapsing. I am the crane. I'm the modern crane equipment, and you're the steam. And she's a steam engine coming down the track where they forgot to switch the tracks. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was like one of the oldest like operating steam engines or whatever.
Hopefully it wasn't UP Big Boy.
And the tracks weren't switched, so it was supposed to go around a corner,
Mm-hmm.
and it went straight.
Mm-hmm.
But where it went straight, there was
A crane, like building something?
There was some kind of
Maintenance away equipment?
backhoe or something like that.
Yeah.
I said crane, but it was honestly I didn't even really see it. I just saw it was yellow.
When was that?
Today,
What?
I thought you would have
was
seen
in
it. I
freaking class
thought
all
you would have
day.
been
I've got something
tapped
to
into
tell you
train
funny
content.
about the class today. If we
okay. My only observation from the
airport.
airport is so funny because airport security line, which was
Uh-huh.
not that bad.
Seattle or Memphis?
Seattle,
Ours was bad.
which was not that crazy. I mean, it wasn't great, but you really get everybody's personality in line.
It's like I was talking about with customs.
Exactly. And my favorite person in line, I decided, is old dad or old grandpa who just has like no patience in the world for people, and they're like they look like a coke addict or like a crack addict who's like
They're like trying to find a way they can like somehow skip this giant line that everybody's in.
they're like grinding their teeth, like they're like this the whole time, like they're just
Yeah.
they look kind of sketch, like kind of sweaty, like kind of, and they just can't stand like moving 2 inches at a time. It's so funny because I was preparing Landon, so I just went to Tennessee with Landon, and he was so excited for months and months and months. And
Only so many months though, because it's quick turnaround.
for a couple of months. And so, but I got to tell him the night before, it's like, hey, we're going to get up and we're going to take the airporter at 8 a.m. tomorrow, but we're not going to get to grandma's house till 10 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's going to be a lot of sitting around. There's going to be a lot of standing in line. And as much as you can understand it in your kid brain, you have to sort of like prepare for waiting.
Yeah.
And he is kind of good at that, but you just got to talk him through it a little bit.
Yeah. He did have the Nintendo Switch.
And he did have the Switch. And we did watch, speaking of the Lord of the Rings, we watched that series.
Rings of Power?
No. They're a Ridge.
The cartoon?
He's,
Hobbit?
Because of his favorite movie now?
What? Cartoon Hobbit?
No. Remember? We watched it when we were down there.
Oh, yeah. Black Adam.
How he told you how great it was.
And then the next day,
1,000 times.
told me, he's like, I saw a movie. Guess what? You literally told me this yesterday.
And so, like I said, he's like...
Because he's now made the jump to
Yeah.
PG-13.
Yeah, so...
Opens up a whole new world.
Yeah. So we watched all the Lord of the Rings, and then...
You watched all on the way down there?
Yeah, we watched mostly one on the way down. We watched 2 during the week, and then we watched 3 on the way back.
Those are good. Those are good for traveling.
Yeah, perfect. Exactly. Perfect travel movies, perfect...
So he's only done 1, 2, 3. He hasn't done the Hobbit or anything.
No, we didn't do The Hobbit.
I haven't even seen the Hobbit or anything.
And then he watched, Black Adam when we were down there. So just a whole new world open to him.
Yep. That's exciting.
1 F word per movie.
Is that what PG-13 is?
Yeah.
Well, I accidentally played the 1 F word tonight on the phone, so
Oh, that's okay.
it's PG-13.
There's many an F word been played in this house. Sorry, Mom.
I just opened it up, and I was even hitting the volume in case something was going to come up, but first word.
I let him watch stuff. If something says F word or something.
Yeah, you can't be sheltered
just
from
words.
the real world forever.
I don't really want him using it as a kid would use it.
Right.
But hearing the word, I don't think that's not that bad.
Yeah, so I worked that night, unfortunately. Got home at 1 a.m., woke up at 2:30 a.m. to take the 5:30 flight. Ugh. And then drove to the hotel, changed, drove to the rehearsal dinner.
I know you were.
And I was like, this is the only time we're here, and I'm already tired, and I can... Luckily, the time changed. My body was used to being up at that time, which would be 8 p.m. Pacific, and it was like 10 their time. That's why I came to the house afterwards.
Except you showed up in a tie.
I know.
Made me look bad.
Lauren even said, "Are you going to be overdressed?" And I said, "Not possible."
I forgot.
I'm here to... I haven't even met this guy. I'm here to show these people up.
I forgot we were with Southern people. So
Yeah.
they do a little.
And one other guy was wearing a tie. It was this old guy, and he was practically wearing the same outfit as me. If I would have had a greenish beige jacket, you know, that like brown green color, that's like you can kind of see the pattern, like the stitching.
Well,
Like it's wool or something.
blue shirt,
Yellow tie.
yellow tie. That's a conservative outfit to me.
Exactly. I didn't have khaki pants though. I had blue pants. If I would have had khaki pants, blue shirt, yellow tie, I could have walked into any business, any bank, any church.
Banana Republic represent.
Yeah. Joseph A. Banks
That's what I was trying to
taking
think
it
of,
to the
actually.
bank. So yeah, it was fun.
I was glad you came over instead of partied.
I couldn't have partied if I wanted
I know.
to.
You definitely looked tired when you got there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're just catching up on sleep the whole time. The hotel full of girls' soccer team weekend.
When you were there that night, though, on Friday night.
When Grandma's falling asleep.
Yeah.
Because that was funny.
But
Lauren was like, your grandma didn't talk much. I was like, she was asleep. You didn't see
Yeah.
that?
I was just thinking about our conversation of what you said about hanging out.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were just sitting in a big circle, just telling 1 minute stories at a time.
How about that time you broke into that church?
Oh, man.
Actually, that was a good story. I
Right.
hadn't heard that one before.
Well, and there was a little bit longer version that he told me when Grandma's moving. That's what I think I had asked him to tell that again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was a good one.
It was good for Lauren, too. She doesn't, all that side of the family we don't see, so.
And you know what? It's kind of weird because then I was over at Tammy's on Saturday. That's what
I thought you lived with Tammy.
I was over at Tammy's parents. Didn't finish the thing over there.
If only she was here to finish it for you.
Dang it. But yeah, I was over there, and they were all like laughing about something. Oh no, that was Halloween too, but it was all kind of going together.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Halloween
as a
weekend.
family, they all laugh about stuff, and they have a sort of similar humor sensibility that I don't have. And so in a weird way, maybe not that Friday night when everybody was sort of tired and it was,
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more low key, but that sort of sitting around just having a conversation, that's not like, I don't know, that is more normal to me.
Then what's normal? The sitting around conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like what we know.
Yeah.
And I was talking to someone today about that. I was like, it's funny because like your family, when you then have your own family, that's the only experience you have. So there's like positive things from your family that you bring into your family, and then there's also like negative things from your family
Right.
that you're like, I never want to do that. But it's funny because that's the only experience you have.
Right.
It's not based off anything else, and your brain just chooses like,
Yeah.
this is the PROTICONs that I want to that I want to
Protocon.
move on. Romance in disguise.
There are some things with Tammy, or just some things we'll do. Like if Tammy wants to do something and I don't, there are. I mean, you just have to compromise sometimes because you're married. But sometimes I have a thought like, oh, this is Tammy's sort of sensibility. This is something that she likes.
Yeah.
This is like what's fun for her. This is a way she grew up.
Right.
Like this is like
Camping. Just kidding.
That's a good example.
One thing that was funny, that was good, like worked out almost like out of a movie, is we're doing the game, the majority rules game, and the question was, what's Julia's celebrity lookalike? And I said,
Oh, yeah.
I said kind of quietly, but for sure Lauren could hear. I go, just pick any of them that all look the same, as a joke. And she's like, oh my gosh, you're horrible. You can't say that. Blah blah blah. She's like, and then 2 seconds later, Dad turns around and says, just pick any of them. He like says the exact same thing that I said. I said, see, it's a joke. We all joke around.
I did think it was funny because our table was the only person that named a Korean person.
Right.
Because when they started naming off everybody,
When
I was
they
like,
said Lucy
Chinese,
Liu, I about
Chinese,
lost it.
Chinese, Vietnamese, Chinese. Everybody was a Chinese person except
Yeah.
for the Star Wars girl, Kelly Marie Tran.
And I only said, what's her name? Sandra Oh, because we've been on a Grey's Anatomy binge.
Oh, man. It's the South. They don't have that many Asians. They can't.
That's what I told Lauren. I said, did you see another
They
Asian
can't tell them
besides
apart.
Julia?
And I will tell you, we went to the Asian restaurant, and
Oh, yeah, you posted the pic.
hopefully you saw my stories. They just had crab meat on just like a cookie sheet, basically,
With the Mexi blend cheese.
with just like straight like melted cheese. They just stuck it in a broiler.
Yeah.
It
What was that even
so
supposed to be?
It said crab with cheese.
Oh, crab with cheese. I should have known.
You know, the traditional
Tennessee Asian
traditional
classic.
Chinese dish served to every emperor since
Was it crab with cheese?
crab with cheese.
Was it buffet style? That was like
Yeah.
a China Sun buffet.
Yeah, it was a China sunset buffet.
Walk. Was it really?
No, it was
Oh.
Indochine.
Oh, that's a good restaurant in Tacoma. You should go. It's on Pacific. I'm lit off this 9% cola.
Oh wait, you did drink it.
Yeah, I thought you hated it.
I did hate it.
Okay, good.
It did
I
taste
drank
like
it all.
Listerine.
I would drink that. We'll see how the stomach reacts with my GERD.
But are you a cilantro tastes like soap guy?
I am not.
Oh, I'm not either. We
Well,
just differ on this.
We
We differ in a lot of ways.
come from the
including-
same DNA. More than we know,
It's
as we
touchy.
just found out.
Oh, okay. So back in the 1700s,
1750.
in a small American hamlet
Virginia.
full of,
I believe it was Culpeper, Virginia.
full of English settlers,
Mm-hmm.
a family diverged. Much like the path in the wood, this
Mhm.
family diverged. And they went their separate ways for 9 generations.
One went to Texas and one went to the Carolinas.
And over many moons and many forgotten lands, spread
Across the Oregon Trail.
up to, what is it, like maybe 1900?
Sure.
2 lovers in the night in a faraway land found each other and copulated. Wait, is that the right word?
Maybe.
I think I tricked myself this week.
Copulate? I don't know. Look it up.
And the path that was once broken became one again.
Wait, wouldn't it have been with mom and dad?
Huh?
Wouldn't it have been mom and dad? Wouldn't that have been when they reconnected?
Oh yeah, because I was just thinking when we saw Browning in the family line again.
Right.
Oh yeah. Well, there were 2 lovers that copulated
Correct.
in secret. Maybe not in secret. I don't know. I don't know when they did.
Hopefully it wasn't on the
Or how.
street corner.
Well, I wouldn't pray there for one.
I wouldn't. That's for sure.
Yes, we found out 9 generations ago
In 1750. We have a common ancestor.
We actually came from one family and not two.
The Brownings of Culpeper, Virginia.
And they were reconnected.
In Aberdeen or somewhere.
And that's why Will has an abnormally long face and I have depression.
And I have a weighted blanket. I saw that.
That's why you have ribs.
No, I don't have ribs.
IBS.
I think it's just stuff.
Anyways, that was maybe the highlight of the trip.
It was. I'd like to dive in further.
We're doing what's that website?
Ancestry.com.
Okay.
And it's great. It's great for. It's probably not as good for other people. I was thinking about that. Who like people are like, I'm Norwegian.
Julia?
Yeah, Julia. Or like, I'm Norwegian and my great grandpa came here from Norway, because Ancestry.com has all of the like U.S. Census records, death records. It like runs all through that whole system, and that's why even back to that Browning in Virginia, there's like a census record or something, or like a Civil War record or something along the line. And so there's actually like paper trail back then, as opposed to just stories. So yeah.
You think people from other countries don't have?
Well, I don't know if it runs. Ancestry.com runs it the same.
Oh, Ancestry.com themselves use it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you just like, I can show you. It just clicks and comes right up.
Yeah. We did look into like where they came from.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I thought you'd like to know that.
Yeah, it was fun. This was a fun episode.
This is a little scattered. It's all over the place.
But I just want to thank everybody for listening to the podcast. Hopefully you enjoy your week. It's Monday.
Why are we doing that, by the way?
Doing what? This is the exit. We're bringing it. It's a callback.
Okay, why did we do it?
What?
Is it? I thought we were doing Hawaiian before.
This is Pua Peoakalani by Nina Kaleawana Hawanamana.
That sounded like an altar call.
Oh, well, maybe we are. There you go.
There we go.
It was the exit music.
SpongeBob episode.
Fun fact, this is music that they based SpongeBob off of.